5 on your side at 10 starts now.
A wind whip Wednesday has us in a weather impact alert tonight. How strong the gusts are expected to be and when the breeze settles.
A race against the clock to overcome an $81 million deficit. Tonight, the budget battle settled in the ongoing St. Louis County Council wars. Policing St. Louis and the board in charge of the department.
I think it's vitally important that you have a board that's reflective of the community.
The special town hall just wrapping up, plus the vote of confidence in the chief.
And this board likes what you're doing.
5 on your side starts now with a weather impact alert.
Secure your outdoor Christmas decorations tonight. The winter winds are picking up and they'll be howling while you are asleep. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. A wind advisory goes into effect 5 hours from now. Let's get straight over to the weather impact. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell, you've been tracking 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
That's what we think we're in for. It starts around 3 o'clock. The winds won't be that strong at 3 o'clock, but by 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, the winds pick up. Wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour. It is a windy Wednesday morning. If you have loose items outside, including those inflatables, those large decorations that are outside that are prone to being blown over by the wind, this is one of those things you need to secure them tonight and be prepared tomorrow morning for the commute for some of these winds as well. 2 hands on the steering wheel, and a few branches may come down out of some of the trees that could result in some isolated power outages. We don't think that's going to be a widespread thing. Look at the winds pick up here. As we head towards 8, 9 o'clock, we start to see those 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts, but as quickly as that strong wind blows in, it starts to go out during the afternoon. The wind gusts will start to subside, and by tomorrow evening, things settle down considerably across the bi-state area. Again, if you've got those inflatables with those strong northwest winds, Frosty could end up down the street if you don't secure him tonight. We'll see you in a few minutes. We'll talk about Arctic cold that's headed our way for the upcoming weekend.
And remember, you can always get the latest weather impact forecast anytime on the free 5+ streaming app. Just search for KSDK in your TV's app store. You can also text the word weather to 314-425-5355. We'll send you the latest forecast right to your phone. Tonight, Governor Mike Kehoe's picks to lead the St. Louis Police Board of Commissioners took the stage at Harris Stowe State University.
2 state senators who could block those appointments hosted the town hall about the future of the city's police department. 5 on your side's political editor Mark Maxwell was there. He joins us live from downtown.
And the clock is ticking. Those high-stakes Senate confirmation hearings are on deck in Jefferson City next month. So tonight was something like a dress rehearsal, and students at Harris Stowe and members of the public put those police board commissioners squarely in the hot seat.
How does putting a bunch of business execs in charge of our police make us safer?
We are all citizens of the city of St. Louis, and we want everything that the people that are here in these seats want.
Governor Mike Kehoe's police board picks addressed the entire crowd with a particular interest on answering questions from 2 state senators.
They're going to have our support when they come up for confirmation in January.
Chief Tracy also chimed in, working to address concerns from a skeptical public.
Trust is something that is so fragile we can lose it like that.
Are there any conflicts of interest with the commissioners that the public should be aware of?
I should probably take that one.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
So, as everybody knows, most of the police cars out there came through Don Brown Chevrolet.
Don Brown, a non-voting member, said his dealership has been selling cars to the police since his dad ran the lot.
It is a bid that is open, transparent. It is won by us every year. There's nothing hidden.
Students at Harris Stowe stepped up to the mic to read questions.
Will each commissioner commit to enacting a ban on officers and top brass taking money under the table?
I would be on record saying that nobody takes money under the table.
And just moments before the town hall, the board announced a 3-year contract extension to pay Chief Tracy $183,000 a year, much less than he made under a prior arrangement where a nonprofit kicked in an extra $100,000 on the side.
The Police Foundation had a 3-year contract with me. That has since expired, but we're exploring other avenues. And if you take a look at the contract, I can do extra duty, extra jobs, just like any other commissioned police officer. And there's some things that are out there that I can't talk about right now. I'm not at liberty to talk about. But I think there's certain things to make up to where I was last time with outside salary in addition to the salary that you see at $183,000.
So just ballpark, are you talking about the consulting work? I mean, the people I think are going to want to know how much of your time you're able to focus on your main job.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now the type of work my main job is in policing.
And two main takeaways from tonight's town hall. Every time the crowd asked a tough question, it seemed the board's attorney stepped in to shield them from the question and answer it for them. And oh, by the way, State Senator Carla May was not pleased with their explanation about a weaker or more hobbled civilian oversight board that might hold accountable any officers accused of wrongdoing. Live downtown, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
A contentious budget battle tonight in St. Louis County, which is $81 million in the hole. Within the next 2 hours, the council approved some spending measures for next year. 5 on your side's Laura Barcheski joins us live from Clayton, where earlier today, the council missed a deadline to introduce a big portion of those budget bills. Laura.
Kelly, after passing some of the budget bills that council members, by the council members that were here, they had some very pointed questions for County Executive Sam Page, some very pointed words. And Sam Page was not here tonight, but the council members say he was derelict of his duties, his plan is delusional, and he is spreading lies to the public. The St. Louis County Council hoped they would have the full 2026 budget complete by the regular meeting Tuesday, but Budget Director Chris Gronhoward says unfortunately they didn't meet the 3 o'clock deadline.
So we're about 98% there. There are a couple sticking points the council members are still negotiating.
County Councilman Mark Carter says digging the county out of an $81 million projected deficit proposed by County Executive Sam Page is a big undertaking.
And when you make one change one place, it changes things in another place. And so we're working with certain people in the administration as well as other folks that we are relying on for information in order to get it right, because we only have one chance to get this right.
During the meeting, they did approve these budget-related items: more than $10 million for the Convention and Recreation Trust Fund, nearly $4 million for the Opioid Remediation Fund, more than $159 million for the Mass Transit Fund, more than $43 million on the Spirit of St. Louis Airport, and $35 million for the Transportation Fund.
They're uncontested. We're going to move those on. The General Fund, Health Fund, Parks Fund, those are the big three where we have issues.
County Executive Page previously proposed using Ram's settlement money and putting an online sales tax in front of the voters to balance the budget. Page was not at the meeting to speak.
That is not only an unsustainable solution, it is a dereliction of duty, his duty. This isn't leadership, this is denial. This is a delusion dressed up as a plan.
At the last meeting, Page also raised concerns that the council might cut police and health budgets, leading to job cuts.
That's why we went line for line to ensure those employees that are doing charter statute work are getting their pay raises or increasing their pay range and their salaries. So that's the furthest for the truth. So every employee, this is not for the cameras, this is for the employees of St. Louis County. You are good.
Councilman Harder says they should have the full budget by next week. Reporting live in Clayton, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
The man charged in the shooting of a Granite City police officer remains behind bars tonight. A pretrial detention hearing was held today for DJ Marshall. He faces several charges, including attempted murder for Friday's shooting of Officer Tyler Timmons. 5 on your side uncovered court documents showing the 26-year-old Marshall as a repeat felon with a long criminal record over the last 7 years. He was out of jail at the time of the shooting because of the Illinois Safety Act, which ended cash bond.
5 hours ago, a long day in court ended for former St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner as she faced a disciplinary panel for professional misconduct using taxpayer money for personal use. Gardner did not take the stand today.
Her fate will soon rest in the hands of the Missouri Supreme Court. 5 on your side's Justina Coronel was in the courtroom today and explains what's next for Gardner.
Former St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner was back in court, but this time in St. Louis County, and she faced a disciplinary panel, and her bar license may be on the line. Now let's take a breakdown of what happened in today's hearing. Today, the Office of Chief Disciplinary Counsel is asking a panel to discipline Gardner for misusing public money. She already admitted to misusing money from the office's contingent fund for personal use. Now, state law requires that fund to be used for items like paying transcripts or bringing in witnesses from other states. Now, this all stems from a Missouri Supreme Court fine Gardner received for her handling of the 2018 prosecution of then Governor Eric Greitens. Gardner reimbursed herself just a little over $5,000 to pay that fine. Now, Gardner's attorney Ronald Sullivan argued the state contingent fund law was not well known, and he even accused other circuit attorneys of using that money before for happy hours and even balloons. The state bar attorneys pushed back, saying that money was never used for attorney misconduct and disciplinary fees. Now, this hearing wrapped up shortly before 5, and now the panel will figure out a decision in the next 30 days and will hand that decision over to the Missouri Supreme Court to make the final ruling. Reporting in St. Louis County, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
Tonight, the St. Charles County Ambulance District is mourning a paramedic who died in the line of duty. Lieutenant Sarah McCarthy passed away today. On November 21st, she suffered an aortic dissection at the station after answering several calls. She underwent emergency surgery, suffering a major setback nearly a week later. McCarthy was a 23-year veteran of the department. She was 48 years old.
Living among the devastation 7 months after a deadly storm.
We need to get back in our home, and we can't.
Tonight, the grassroots effort to make North St. Louis homes livable again. The road to Milan for U.S. figure skaters starts in St. Louis.
It's game time.
Tonight, the comeback kid lacing up his skates and hoping to punch his Olympic ticket at Enterprise Center.
The breeze picks up overnight as the wind advisory goes into effect. When the strongest gusts are expected and how long before the true Arctic air arrives.
A close call in Illinois caught on camera. An SUV in suburban Chicago was stopped too close to the tracks when a speeding commuter train came barreling through. The impact destroyed the front end and sent the car spinning. Fortunately, the driver of the SUV walked away with only minor injuries.
Well, with heavy winds in the forecast tonight, the rush is on to help St. Louis tornado survivors still dealing with home damage.
In many cases, the homes aren't safe to live in, but homeowners are afraid to leave or have nowhere else to go. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon shows us a grassroots effort underway and how you can show support.
I can say gratefully now, put one foot in front of the other.
A good attitude and the support of his neighbors, helping Navy veteran Bill Atkins weather one of the toughest times of his life. Back on May 16th, he was trying to get to safety.
And I was about 2 feet from the doorway to the basement.
But he couldn't get there before heavy debris flew through his window.
As I was taking a step, it just sheared off my lower leg. I have a prosthetic now.
Add to that another frustration plaguing he and so many of his neighbors in the Academy neighborhood.
We need to get back in our home, and we can't.
A lot of our neighbors, we don't even know where they are because they've been displaced. Some are attempting to stay in their homes simply because if they leave, all their possessions might walk out behind them.
With heavy winds and cold weather in the forecast, volunteers are now racing to the rescue. The Rebuild Academy effort, organized by neighbors Allie Rand and Carol Lynn Hoff-Bell, has drawn volunteers from all over, clearing storm damage, stabilizing homes, and now making repairs, rooftops, flooring, brickwork. Thousands of dollars in donations have paved the way.
It rebuilt actually the walls here on this home over here, a couple of the homes over on Enright also, as well as over on Clarendon.
Now they're teaming up with Catholic Charities to keep that goodwill flowing so the work can ramp up ahead of the bitter cold.
And I need windows.
Got it.
To get through the winter. We're in a dire situation.
Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Volunteers meet this Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. until noon in the Academy neighborhood. For more information on volunteering or if you would like to donate to the rebuild effort, visit the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com.
Tonight, police in St. James, Missouri are stepping up patrols after Grinches destroyed a town holiday display. St. James is located in Phelps County, about 90 minutes southwest from St. Louis along I-44. The vandalism took place late Saturday night. The displays placed along the railroad tracks were donated by local businesses and groups. Anyone with information is asked to call St. James Police.
We are just 59 days until the 2026 Winter Olympics and just 29 days until U.S. figure skaters punch their tickets to Milan at Enterprise Center here in St. Louis.
And today, workers installed a large U.S. figure skating championship logo on the building. That's where Team USA will be selected. The competition runs January 7th through the 11th. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us now with the weather impact forecast. And I think the watchwords are hold on to your hat.
Yes.
Right, Scott?
Definitely for tomorrow morning. The winds will start picking up here after midnight. We've had a pretty stiff breeze this evening for sure, but those winds really pick up after midnight and right after sunrise tomorrow. That's when the strongest winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour will be gusting across the bi-state area. This specifically is for St. Louis, forecasting 46 mile per hour wind gusts around 9 o'clock. And then during the course of the afternoon, the winds back off a little bit. So we have the wind advisory for much of the area, including all of the metro area from 3 a.m. until noon. 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts could knock down a few tree limbs. That could result in some isolated power outages. It could also blow some decorations around, especially if you have large decorations outside or inflatables. It also could impact your drive tomorrow. The winds will be coming out of the northwest. You have a high profile vehicle. That's a lot of wind being pushed up against it. All because of this Clipper system. The Clipper system itself sliding by well to our north, but this front will come through towards daybreak. And as it does, it will bring with it some cooler air and those gusty winds. So the morning hours, that's when we have our weather impact alert. Could have some gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour during that time. Temperatures drop back into the mid to upper 30s and probably hold there for much of the afternoon. So that 45 is actually early in the day. Thursday and Friday are relatively quiet. We have another Clipper system that will work through. There might be a couple of sprinkles or flurries with some of these Clipper systems, but we don't see any substantial precipitation. The next weather impact alert comes later Saturday into Sunday as the Arctic, the true Arctic air, builds in across the region. Most of the snow with this next system, that'll track well to our north and northeast. Again, maybe we get a few flurries, but the bottom line is the weekend bitter cold will get more attention here. Saturday night into Sunday, that bitter breeze will blow across the bi-state. Hats, gloves, coats if you're going to be out. If you're going to be traveling, especially traveling north and east, not only is it cold, but farther out of our area, there also will be that potential for seeing some hazardous road conditions because of the slickness from some of the snow out of our area. Your temperatures here by Saturday night into Sunday morning were down around 10 degrees. So wind chills this weekend. Saturday morning, they're not terrible. They're in the teens. That's seasonably cold. Sunday morning, though, those temperatures around 10, wind chills at or below 0 in some cases, certainly in the single numbers. So when you look at this forecast, the cold stands out here for Saturday night into Sunday. Overnight Sunday night into Monday, we're thinking temperatures begin to moderate. And by the time we get to the middle of next week, back into the mid 40s, maybe even upper 40s for highs.
It is just all over the place.
It really is.
Big time roller
coaster
coaster.
ride. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Scott. Sports is next.
Well, the Blues are not so good. Illinois basketball is quite good, and SLU soccer is incredibly good. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel is now available in Missouri.
Because of the brutal beginning by the Blues, they must counter with a long winning streak. Or how about just 3 victories in a row? They haven't done that all season long. It can't be that difficult, can it? Boston in town tonight. The Blues are on the power play about 5 minutes in. Nice patience. Pavel Buchnevich, Robert Thomas. It's a cannon 1-0 note. This is really a great play by Buch. The forecheck and the deft pass to Thomas, who will tie the game at 2. And this is just unlucky for the note. Nikita Zadorov shoots it. It goes off the armpit of Sean Corrali, and then Mark Kaslik will push it back. Joel Hofer for the goal, and the Bruins go on to win it, the final 5-2. So Illinois could end up being a juggernaut in college basketball, and I love the scheduling by Brad Underwood. We will play anybody, anywhere, at any time. Tonight, it was time to open up the Big Ten schedule at Ohio State. Underwood seemingly smiles like, once a week, but boy, he can recruit. Check out this 6'9" freshman, David Mirkovic. He nailed 5 threes, and he had 22 points. However, he was only the second best freshman. Keaton Wagler was the best. 23 points, 6 threes. And here's the biggest bucket of the game. 7'1" Tomislav Ivicic gets the roll on the 3. He must have gone to church on Sunday. Illinois is now 8-2 after an 88-80 victory. Mizzou football finished in 8th place in the SEC with a 4-4 record, but they had 4 players make first-team all-conference. Ahmad Hardy, Keegan Trost, Zion Young, and Josiah Trotter. This team was not lacking in talent. Some are not inspired by the invite to the Gator Bowl against Virginia, but Mizzou can do something they've never done. 3 straight 9+ win seasons, 3 straight years of being ranked in the top 25, and 3 straight bowl games. Coach Drink says they're pumped up.
We had a spirited practice yesterday, going to have one again today. We're not quite in preparation mode for Virginia, but just getting the rust off and getting back into playing football. And I thought the energy and excitement that these guys had to play football one more time as a group was good.
The Cardinal most likely to be traded at the winter meetings this week in Orlando could be Brendan Donovan. Nothing close right now, but at least 15 teams are interested. He's quite marketable, young at age 28, not expensive yet, a Gold Glover, an All-Star, and a guy who can play multiple positions. And most importantly, he's an on-base machine. His career OBP, 361. He is a winner. Like the SLU soccer program. They haven't lost a game since September 23rd. The Cardinals were playing the Giants that day, and the Blues were weeks away from starting the season. That's a long time ago. The Billikens will be making their 17th overall College Cup appearance. After this win over Akron, they got an invite to the Final Four. They will face NC State at 7:30 Friday night. The championship game is Monday night. SLU has that unbeaten streak up to 14 games, but NC State is second in the country in goals allowed. Hey, everybody's good now.
You're not going to get this far in the tournament without being a really complete team across the board. I think it's, in every one of these games, it's about who's going to make plays in moments, right? And I think, we've been fortunate to make plays in key moments and build momentum. And you just want to keep yourself in games for as long as possible until you can make a play.
Keep in mind, SLU has won 10 national championships in soccer. I would not be surprised Monday night if it's number 11. They are that good.
Well, St. Louis could use a championship. Yep. It's been a dry spell. Frank, let me just quickly talk about the winter baseball meetings. You mentioned Brendan Donovan. What about names like Contreras? What about names like Nootbaar? Is it possible Arenado will be traded this week?
Well, they're going to try. There's no doubt about it. This is a rebuild. They're not trying to mask it anymore. I think it's going to be difficult to move Arenado. They're not going to get hardly anything in return. I think that Wilson Contreras is very marketable. And how difficult will it be to trade a guy like Lars Nootbaar, who's coming off surgery on both of his heels? But there's going to be some action. Whether it's this week or before Christmas, they will make some moves.
All right, Frank, thanks very much. Well, with just a little more than 2 weeks until Christmas, we need your help in making the holiday season brighter for a child impacted by foster care.
We still have more than 2,300 little wishes to grant. Shelley Thomas Benke from the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition explains how simple it is to donate.
They can go to ksdk.com/littlewishes, and that link will take them to our Little Wishes Holiday Program website, where they can search by child's name, by price point, by the kind of gift that they want to give the kids, and grant a wish just right online.
Five on Your Side is a proud partner of the program. Again, all you have to do is go to ksdk.com/littlewishes to donate. Thank you so much for your generosity. We'll be right back.
Another bitter blast is on the way this weekend, and Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell explains how Arctic masses form on his all-new episode of Outside the Forecast. You can watch it for free on demand on the 5+ streaming app. Just search KSDK in your TV's app store.
And let's get another update on our weather impact alert for those gusty winds, Scott.
That's overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. Very windy conditions. Could see some wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour. So secure anything that's loose outside before you go to bed tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, the winds ease. Then the Arctic air spills in over the weekend. Later Saturday into Saturday night and Sunday, that's when the coldest time will be. Sunday's high, lucky to get to 22 degrees in St. Louis. That'd be a top 10 coldest day for December 14th. So your weather impact alert later in the weekend for that cold air and wind chills near zero.
And there you have it, 5 on your side at 10. Remember, we're always streaming on 5+.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis. That starts at 5 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.